Hi guys, happy October and happy fall. I hope you guys had a great month of September. I'm very excited for this new season for multiple reasons, one of which is, of course, October is Doodle Planner launch season. So as a lot of you guys probably expect by now, we will be launching a new planner for 2024 and I'm so excited. This is our 5th year doing the Doodle Planner. Seriously blows my mind that we're on our 5th year. Kind of crazy. There are so many exciting things that I want to talk about and share with you, but there will be a separate video talking about that. But right off the bat, I just wanted to announce right here, right now, the official launch date and time of the Doodle Planner, and it'll be on screen here, so you guys mark your calendars because the Doodle Planner will be coming on this date, and maybe some other fun surprises and launches that I haven't shared yet. If you are curious about those, we have been dropping hints on our social media, so you can check that out. And of course, there will be a full launch video coming right after this one. So happy ShopAmandaRachLee launch season. October is always such a hectic month for us, but it's finally like the culmination of what we've been working on for this whole year pretty much. And I really put my whole heart and soul into all of the products this year, but it's kind of the reason why I've been so busy for 2023 is because I was just really making sure that the products for next year are really awesome. I want to say things, but again, in a few days you guys will see the full lineup and all the details, so do not worry. But in terms of the actual spread, I'm really excited for this theme because we are doing a Miffy theme. Now, Dutch people, don't come for me, okay? I know Miffy is originally a Dutch character and it's pronounced Nijntje. My Twitch chat told me how to pronounce it in Dutch, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But throughout this video, I will be referring to her as Miffy, just for ease of pronunciation. So again, Dutch people, I apologize. Some people did come for me in the Reels TikTok that I posted of my Miffy lamp. I'll insert it here. I recently got this giant Miffy lamp for my apartment and it's super cute, but the Dutch people were not happy that I called him Miffy. Anyway, if you don't know what Miffy is and you're like, Amanda, what are you talking about? Who is Miffy? What is Miffy? Miffy is this cartoon bunny character and I grew up with Miffy. I remember the TV shows, books, and I have so many like stickers and goods from Miffy. I just love her so much. She's so cute. And since people really loved the Miffy lamp video, I was like, you know what? It's about time we did a Miffy bullet journal theme. I've done a Sanrio theme, and I feel like Miffy and Sanrio kind of live in the same world, like the Sanrio girlies, the Miffy girlies, you know, we're kind of like, I did do the cover page on stream and it was really fun and chaotic, but I got a lot of suggestions from people and the consensus was that we wanted to give Miffy a little spooky twist because of course it's October, so I drew Miffy holding a little trick-or-treat bucket that was in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern. I didn't want to dress Miffy up too much in costumes because we still wanted it to be like the classic Miffy essence where it's just very minimal. Miffy's color palette is typically just like 4 colors. Obviously white. Miffy's color palette is very minimal. It's orange, blue, green, and yellow. So I just wanted to incorporate those colors. And in a shocking turn of events for this setup, I actually used crayons. I know, who am I? I don't know. I've been an avid crayon / pastel hater in the past, but recently I've come around to them. I don't know. Instagram has been suggesting these videos of people using pastels and crayons to illustrate and it looked so good when they do it. So I kind of went on this shopping haul of buying crayons recently and I bought oil pastels, which I did play around with on stream as well. And I bought these over here. It's a French name, so please excuse my pronunciation. These are the Caran d'Ache Neo Color 2 crayons and Neo Color 2 Aquarelle pastels. And what's cool about these is that they're actually water soluble, so they're kind of like watercolor crayons, which is really cool. I didn't even know these existed, but they're really fun to play with. And I think what was holding me back on crayons before is that I just associate them with the crayons that you use as a kid. You guys know the type, the like really waxy kind that skips a lot when you draw, the kind that they give you at a like family restaurant to color in on the paper menus. That's what I associate crayons with. But these are obviously like upgraded elite crayons because they just color so beautifully, really smooth. I kind of like a little bit of the crayon texture that it gives. It kind of adds like a little bit of childishness to it, which I love. And the water soluble aspect of it is so cool because you can actually blend. You can make it more flat looking instead if you want that. And of course the color selection is just like gorgeous. So I've been really liking these in the little bit that I experimented with them. And you might be seeing them a little bit more because it's just kind of a fun new medium for me to play with. I feel like this year was the year of me experimenting with so many different materials that I normally have trauma with, like, you know, my recent rediscovery of colored pencils and now oil pastels and crayons. We love it. We're trying new things, expanding our artistic horizons. So that's what I used for this entire setup, and luckily it actually doesn't transfer too much onto the other page when you like close the book. I tried to keep the colors pretty minimal, again just in keeping with the minimal aesthetic of Miffy, just very flat colors, thick bold black lines with my fine liner, and the simple kind of bubble letter sans serif font. And I added a moon and stars as a decoration to go along with this like trick-or-treat night theme for Miffy. You know, Miffy is just going out getting her candy, so I thought it was very cute. And I added this colorful flat border around it in the green, just to tie in that other color that you usually see Miffy with. For my monthly calendar spread, I used that same super thick fine liner to create the calendar boxes, and I wanted a larger calendar, partially because I feel like this children's book aspect of Miffy has everything kind of enlarged. You know, the picture books where they're like large and chunky and kind of like made out of cardboard, so I felt like a bigger calendar spread kind of suited that. So these boxes are 6x6 dot grid spaces, and again, just keeping things very minimal, straight up plain boxes. And then I colored in the headers for the days of the week with my yellow crayon, and wrote out the days using that same just regular kind of bubbly sans serif font. I was surprised to discover that you could actually write on top of crayon with fine liner. I thought the crayon would be too waxy of a texture for the fine liner to sit on top of, but it actually wrote pretty easily on top of the crayons. Only a couple skips in terms of the ink, but other than that, it didn't even smudge or anything. After writing out the numbers in the calendar boxes, I then continued to decorate my spread with all things Miffy. So of course, sketching out Miffy in the blank corner on the side there. This time I drew her holding a little pumpkin balloon, jack-o'-lantern balloon, and then also just added little decorations around it. I also added Miffy's dog. I don't remember the name of the dog. I think it's like Bruno or something like that. But again, just using that thick fine liner to create that children's book type of look. And I don't know, I just love making Miffy do different activities. You'll see that throughout this whole setup. I just think it's so cute. And because of the simple character design, it makes it really easy for you to draw Miffy doing pretty much anything. You can draw Miffy holding a book or a pencil or riding a bike. And I don't know, I think the character design is just really smart. So kudos to the creator of Miffy. Your mind is just brilliant. So I'm just coloring in Miffy with those main colors that I've been using. Again, I noticed that they use a lot of orange, yellow, green, blue, sometimes like brown in the storybooks, so that's the main colors that I'm going for. I feel like the orange is definitely a very like Dutch color, so it definitely makes sense that there's a lot of orange in the color palette of Miffy, and then thickening up the lettering for the title. Next, we are drawing a very special spread because this is the first time I'm saying this on a YouTube video, but I'm actually going to be in Japan and Korea for October. So I'm going on a Asia trip and I'm super excited. I'm traveling with my friend Nina and it's gonna be really, really fun. I haven't been to Japan in 4 years. Obviously, I visited Korea last year and it was a blast, but it's gonna be very fun because this year I'm going with a friend instead of alone. So I just wanted to make a fun little spread where I can write out the activities that we want to do. If you guys have any suggestions of, I don't know, activities, restaurants that you guys recommend, specifically for Japan, because it's been so long since I visited Japan before. So I don't know if there's any new trendy spots that you guys recommend. It would be very much appreciated. In terms of the spread though, as I mentioned, I love drawing Miffy doing pretty much anything. So for the Japan side of the spread, I drew Miffy eating some sushi. Even though your girl is allergic to seafood, so unfortunately I will not be having sushi in Japan. I know it's very tragic, but c'est la vie. Here's my vegetarian sushi. It's very sad, I know. It's like a salad rolled up, but it's all I can eat, okay? And then on the Korea side of the spread, I drew Miffy holding a Korean flag, and then at the top I just drew some little doodles that represent each respective country. So I have like a little cherry blossom, a paper crane, and then I noticed that Miffy always has a friend who is a brown colored bunny, so I'm coloring in one of the bunnies brown. I don't know the name of the character, so please forgive me, but I just thought it was cute because it was like Miffy and friends, and I'm traveling with a friend, so we're going on a friendship trip, you know? Anyway, I'm just drawing out some headers so that I can split out the information and list. I kind of separated it into activities and then like cafes and restaurants. So again, please help me fill out some of these if you guys have any recommendations. And also, please keep an eye out for some content from Japan and Korea. I don't know if I'm gonna be vlogging the whole trip, but maybe like a nice little stationery shopping vlog or haul, and of course Instagram pics and videos all over the place. I'm just so excited, and it will definitely be a very busy month for me because while I will be in Japan, I'm actually launching the doodle planner from Asia. So I don't know why I decided to do that, but I actually launched the doodle planner from Korea last year, so I guess it's just a tradition. But as you can imagine, there's a lot of things that we have to figure out and deal with before the launch, like planning out the website and newsletters and just a lot of back-end administrative things. So I wanted to create a little spread for me to spew out any thoughts or notes for the launch. So that's what this little spread is. And of course I drew Miffy holding a doodle planner, and there's also a pencil case down there at the bottom. Hint hint, I wonder why. I don't know. And then I created a little mini habit tracker on the right side. It's only a half-page habit tracker just because I know I'll be in Asia traveling, so I don't really know if I'll be able to keep up with tracking my habits, but there are a few main things that I want to still do while I'm there, like taking my vitamins. I've been trying to do like gua sha, you know, the gua sha massage more, but I always forget. So I've been adding this to my habit tracker, and hopefully that helps me a little bit. Meditation, and then working out, because sometimes when I travel I forget to work out, but to be honest, we'll probably be walking a lot, so maybe that'll count. And then I added a little mood tracker at the bottom, and it's a very simple one, and I actually used the Miffy characters at the bottom to signify the moods. So on the leftmost character, that color is the sad mood, and then the rightmost character is the happy mood, etc, etc. So that's the vibe. For those little mini calendars, I actually drew a box around it and then colored a solid block of color in just to highlight each individual tracker, and also to give it that vibe of the Miffy picture books where there's always like a solid background color and it's very bold and filled in. So obviously I don't want to color in the whole page, but that kind of still gives it that look of the Miffy picture books. And finally, we've made it to the first weekly spread of October. For this, I'm doing my favorite classic spread where I divide the page into quarters. This time I used the Miffy heads as the little number section instead of like a circle or something, and then just using that thick fine liner to create a rectangular border for the day of the week as well as the entire box. This spread has just been tried and true. It's the spread that we use for the weekly spread in the doodle planner, and there's a reason why I think it's just so versatile, especially for travel. I like using this to plan out itineraries for trips, and then I still have some space to do any to-do lists or notes or anything like that. After writing out the days of the week, I colored in those headers using orange, yellow, and green. I actually skipped out on the blue because the blue was a little bit darker, so it's kind of hard to read the lettering. So I just opted for the lighter colors for the header, and then I used the blue to color in Miffy's dress instead, just to still integrate that color into the spread. I also drew Miffy with her little bear plushie. Again, don't know what this character is called. I should really have looked this up before recording this, because it is Miffy and Friends, and I do not know any of the friends' names. I forgot them. I've watched the show growing up and I can't believe I forgot the names. And then also drew Miffy holding that little jack-o'-lantern trick or treat bucket. Alright guys, so here's the final flip through of my Miffy themed October 2023 bullet journal setup. I almost forgot what year it was. But we're getting to the end of the year here, so it's kind of crazy. Again, we're kind of going turbo mode directly into Doodle Planner launch month, so it's going to be a very hectic time for me and for Little Doodles. I hope you guys are excited to see the new product lineup for ShopARL. Speaking of Doodle Planner, if you're using the Doodle Planner, please tag me in the photos of you using it. I'm going to put pictures here, and of course if you recreate my spreads as well, tag me in those and maybe you'll be featured here next month. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good October. There's going to be a lot of things happening. I'm going to be in Asia. We're launching new products, so many things, and yeah, I guess that's it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great October and are getting yourself mentally prepared for the upcoming exciting ShopARL things and Doodle Planner. It's gonna be very hectic and chaotic because I'll also be in Asia next month, so we're launching from there. But that means you guys will also be getting some Japan and Korea content coming up soon. So just a very crazy time, but I'm glad you guys are here along for the ride. So thank you guys and keep doodling. Bye!